Someone in your life is watching you and they're learning how to be a man, a leader, a human. The question is, what are you teaching them, whether you realize it or not? My name is Eric Wayne Wade. I meet with men just like you every week to break the silence, unmask, and embrace vulnerability to rise into the men that we were created to be. The other day, I was mowing the ditch in my yard. After my son mows the yard, I take care of the ditch because it's a little more challenging. And out of the blue, a young teenager came up and he said, "Hey, mister, I'll mow your ditch for you if you need me to." And I said, "Thanks, but no thanks. I've got it covered." But this wasn't about mowing the yard. It was about this young man taking the initiative, recognizing a need, having the courage, and then speaking up and willing to do the work. So I gave him $10 and I said, "Hey, listen, you keep being willing to show up and do the work. And no matter how crazy this world gets, you're going to be all right." And he asked, "Well, do you want me to mow the yard?" I said, "No, I've got it, but thanks again." We all have younger people in our lives, sons, daughters, nieces, nephews, kids in the neighborhood. If you go to church, kids at church. And the truth is, they're watching everything that we do. They're learning not just from what we say, but from what we do. The way we handle stress, the way we treat strangers, the way we respond when things aren't going our way. How do we choose to give or withhold encouragement or compliments or lifting somebody up? All of these are learned behaviors just from observing what we do. The principle is this: in life, what you feed will grow. When you see a young person that shows integrity, work ethic, kindness, don't just take note and notice in your head. Call it out, encourage them. That little word of encouragement can make all the difference in the world. Think back in your life when you were growing up. Was there a teacher, a coach, someone in your neighborhood, somebody that you viewed as a leader that you looked up to? What did they say? What words did they say to you that you find yourself decades later replaying in your head? It makes an impact. One kind word of encouragement can completely change the trajectory of a young person's life. Men, especially fathers and leaders, we carry that responsibility of passing something on. But it's not about just passing on skill or money. But most importantly, it's about passing on character. Listen, the world already has enough people telling the younger generation, "No, you can't do this." They need more of us to speak truth and encouragement into their lives, saying, "You've got this. You can do this. I see what you're doing. You're doing a great job." And not just in the big moments, but the everyday moments at the dinner table, when you're taking your kid to practice or to school, um, while you're mowing your yard. The small things matter more than you think. Here's my challenge for you this week: notice, encourage, and model. Notice the young people around you. Be more aware of every situation you're in your life where younger people have their eyes and ears on you. Encourage. When you see a young person doing something that you want to see repeated, good behavior, something that encourages you to see in younger people, encourage that, lift them up, let them know. Don't just take note in your head, speak it out, call it out. Let them know what that behavior will lead to if it continues. And the third thing is model. Model the kind of behavior, the kind of character, the kind of person, that you want to see the younger people repeat. I have 3 sons. I have nieces and nephews. I'd like to say, I've been able to speak a lot of wise, encouraging, positive things into their lives. But when they see me act silly, when they see me act in a way that doesn't fall in line with the things that I've said to them, that's always going to stand out so much more than what I say. And I've had many years, many examples of where I didn't model what I was speaking. And so I try to be more cognizant and more aware of what I'm doing in front of these kids, the younger generation, and not so much what I'm saying. An example is going to be this. We still have one son that's still in the house. And if he witnesses his mother and I have a disagreement, an argument, I want him to witness how that's resolved. I want him to see what it looks like for a man when needed to swallow his pride and say, you know what? I was wrong. I dropped the ball there. I came up short. I'm sorry. And when the younger men see the men they look up to, not just say you need to apologize, not just say it's important to swallow your pride, but to see it lived out, to see it in action, that's going to have so much more of an impact than just teaching with your words ever will. So feed what you want to grow. Water those seeds of courage, work ethic, and kindness, and never underestimate the power of a simple word of encouragement. If this message hit you today, I want to invite you to subscribe to the channel and share this with someone that needs to hear the younger generation is learning from you right now. Remember, somebody is watching. Pass it on well.